Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are decoding something absolutely fascinating, the psychology that separates the 99% of average people from the extraordinary 1%. If you've ever looked at high achievers and wondered, what exactly are they doing differently behind closed doors? Well, you're in the exact right place. We're going to break down the science, the habits, and the mindset required to completely transform your trajectory. So let's map it all out and dive right in. So let me ask you a question, and I want you to be totally, brutally honest with yourself here. When you look at your life, like exactly where you are right now versus where you actually want to be, do you genuinely believe your ultimate success or failure is just a roll of the cosmic dice? Is it all just down to luck, genetics, or happening to be in the right place at the right time? Or is it dictated by the tiny, seemingly invisible choices you're making today? See, the hard truth that we're going to uncover throughout this explainer is that extraordinary lives are rarely built on raw intelligence or just pure luck. They're actually built on the massive compounding effect of your daily choices. Section 1, the trap of average. Okay, let's look at what's really holding most folks back. We're talking about 9 deep psychological traps. And get this, none of them have anything to do with a lack of talent. The fear of failure and the fear of judgment, they literally keep us paralyzed. We care so much about what other people might think that we never even take the first step. But honestly, the most dangerous traps are instant gratification and comfort zones. Our brains are hardwired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, right? I mean, watching another hour of TV is easy, working on your goals is hard. Without crystal clear goals, these traps pretty much guarantee you stay in a perpetual state of average. Section 2, the hidden cost of comfort. When you stay in your comfort zone, you aren't just standing still. Actually, scratch that, it's worse. You are actively losing things. Comfort is like a slow leak, draining your most valuable assets. It steals your dreams because you never act on them. It totally erodes your confidence because you never actually prove to yourself that you can do hard things. It blinds you to opportunities, halts your personal growth, and most tragically of all, it eats away your time. You blink and boom, 5 years have passed with absolutely nothing changing. Comfort slowly steals your dreams, your confidence, and your time. It's a silent thief. It doesn't loudly announce that it's destroying your future. It just warmly invites you to hit the snooze button just one more time. To join the 1%, you have to recognize that the comfort zone is, in reality, a massive danger zone. Section 3, the 1% mindset. So how do we shift our thinking to break free? The absolute crucial point is how you frame your reality. The victim mindset is the habit of always blaming external factors. The economy, your boss, your upbringing, a lack of resources. It's super comforting because it completely lets you off the hook. But the growth mindset, that requires extreme ownership. You take absolute 100% responsibility for your outcomes. If you fail, it's on you. If you succeed, it's on you. You can't control the world, but you can always, always control your response to it. And here's another huge dividing line. The 99% are primarily consumers. They spend hours scrolling, watching, and just absorbing the value that other people have created. But the 1%? They're creators. They are the ones out there writing, building, designing, and actually putting value out into the marketplace. If you want a different life, you have to drastically shift the ratio of how much you consume versus how much you create. Now, let's see how this mindset translates into everyday actions. People are constantly saying, I just need to find my motivation. But listen, motivation is a totally fleeting emotion. It's great when you have it, sure, but it completely abandons you the second things get tough. Discipline, on the other hand, is an unbreakable system. It's doing the work whether you feel inspired or not. The 1% absolutely do not rely on how they feel. They rely entirely on the systems they've built. And because average relies on that fleeting motivation, it generates all these classic excuses. I'll start tomorrow. I don't have enough time. Let's just logically debunk this right now, okay? We literally all have the exact same 24 hours in a day. It is never a lack of time. It is always a lack of prioritization. What about I don't have money or I'm not talented? History is absolutely packed with highly successful people who started with zero capital and zero connections. Resourcefulness always beats resources. Whenever you hear yourself saying one of these phrases, you've got to recognize it for what it truly is, a self-defense mechanism perfectly designed to protect you from the discomfort of actually trying. Section 4, the power of compound improvement. 1%. This is a seemingly insignificant number, right? If you get 1% better at something today, you literally won't even notice the difference tomorrow. But human beings are notoriously bad at understanding exponential growth. Let's put that into perspective. On day 1, the effort you put in yields a tiny, almost invisible result. By month 6 of consistent effort, you start to see some moderate growth. But by year 1, the curve goes completely vertical. Improving by just 1% every single day doesn't make you 365% better. Thanks to the magic of compounding, you become nearly 37 times better. The 99% quit on day 14 because they don't see those year 1 results right away. The 1% keep going because they trust the math. To fuel that compounding, you need specific high-return habits. First up is deep work, a scientifically backed concept popularized by Cal Newport. This isn't just about being busy. It's the psychology of hyperfocus, totally blocking out a distracted world to produce elite results. Second, delayed gratification. This takes immense emotional control, choosing the pain of discipline today for the ultimate reward of success tomorrow. And finally, continuous learning, which guarantees adaptability. Our world changes incredibly fast. If you aren't learning, you are literally becoming obsolete. Section 5. Your roadmap to success. All right, if you are truly ready to join the 1%, here is your step-by-step masterclass roadmap. Week 1 is all about building awareness. You need to audit your time and figure out exactly where you are wasting it. Week 2, remove distractions. Cut out the toxic environments and the mindless scrolling. Now, week 3 is the crucible. Develop discipline. This is where you force yourself to stick to a schedule, even when it physically hurts. Week 4, build habits. As discipline becomes just a little bit easier, it starts forming into an automatic routine. Then we shift gears. By month 2, you've got the foundation to actually learn deep, valuable skills that the market rewards. And month 3 and beyond, that is all about consistency. You maintain your baseline and just keep measuring your progress. Now let's be crystal clear on this definition. Discipline is the ability to execute your daily habits consistently regardless of your emotional state. Notice that huge caveat, regardless of your emotional state. You will absolutely not feel like doing the work in week 3 of that roadmap. You are going to want to quit. Discipline is the overriding mechanism that allows you to survive those messy, frustrating middle phases of your journey. As we summarize this explainer, I really want these final life lessons to sink in. These are hard-won truths extracted from real-world entrepreneurs, scientists, and top creators. Small actions create big results. You don't need a massive overnight overhaul, guys. You just need tiny 1% improvements. Next, consistency absolutely beats intensity. Working out for 9 hours straight once a month does literally nothing. Working out for 30 minutes every single day changes your entire body. Also, growth comes from discomfort. If it feels easy, you aren't growing. And finally, success is earned daily. You don't just achieve it once and then stop. You have to wake up and pay the rent on it every single morning. Consider this thought for a second. 1 year from now, you'll either wish you had started today or you'll be grateful that you did. Time is going to pass regardless. 12 months from this exact moment, you are definitely going to be a year older. The only variable in this whole equation is who you will be when that time arrives. Will you be the exact same person dealing with the exact same frustrations? Or will you be completely unrecognizable, having compounded a solid year's worth of tiny disciplined choices? The choice has always been yours. You know the psychology, you've seen the hidden costs of comfort, and you now have the exact roadmap. The only thing left to ask is, will you start today? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this breakdown has brought you some total clarity. Now, go out there and apply it.